So that's a huge draw that we just picked up with Southampton. Coming from behind, we took the lead unbelievably. Butland saving a penalty. Noble scoring a penalty. We're down to 10 men from the 16th minute on after Cresswell's red card. And they come back and take a 2-goal lead. And then Lacazette with his 3rd of the season. So unbelievable for us as we move here forward through the transfer window, trying to finish it up here. The last few things that we're going to look at here in the transfer window, we got about a week left, a game with Everton, and then we will close it up. So we'll see if we can get any offers here, because we still want to bring that right back to Skiglio in. We also found another right back from Motherwell in Scotland. He's an English right back, 77 overall, age 24, and his wages are only 25,000. So that's fantastic. If we can, I looked at him, compared him to Skiglio. You'll see him in a moment if we get any news regarding transfer offers. But comparatively to Skiglio, they're pretty similar players. Obviously, Skiglio is younger and has the potential. But this guy we could bring in for sure. We get an offer for Vorsa now from Inter. And Vorsa, you know, I feel like I don't want to sell him as much now, just because these last 2 games he's put in a solid effort. Obviously, not a star. Kalas with a man of the match performance in the last game was unbelievable. And Tompkins is playing well. You know, Wilson played alright the last game. So it's tough. We'll see what Inter say here. We'll give him 8.5, just because that's above his value. And if we can't get rid of him, you know, okay. If we do get rid of him, because Inter certainly have enough money to pay that fee, then we'll see. But we'll give them, I want to say 9 now, just because they have the money. I don't want them to just straight away say it's too much. I hope they'll counter. But we'll see. Malaga came in with 9, and Malaga don't even have as much money as Inter, I wouldn't think. So we'll see what their thoughts are on this as we come into Everton. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get their reply before this game if they match. I don't think we'll be able to get our new player in for this game if they should go for it, but we will see. And Inter regarding, they don't believe it's worth that much, and so I went too high, but you know, you'll have that. We weren't able to get him, but worst comes to worst, we could play Tompkins out on the right and rotate Vorsa, Kalas, Wilson. It's Tompkins even in center if we want to put Spence out on the right. So we shall see. I'm a little upset I didn't, you know, get that offer through, just because, you know, he's one of the guys we want to get out. I would rather get an offer for Vazte, really, because he's not going to play. To be honest, I want to. It's going to be Lacazette and Barca win the Copa Europe over Roma. But to be honest, because Vazte's not going to play, Benzia is the sub, and if we bring out third striker, it's going to be Benzia as opposed to Vazte, with Lacazette and Aubameyang getting the majority of the starts. So I really want to get him out. We have a USA squad submission. I'm not real worried about these friendlies, so we're just going to submit the squad. And so we have our match with Everton. The squad needs a little work, but we'll skip by this for a moment and take a look at this this player that I was interested in. If I move the transfer budget, we should be able to bring him in, but the issue I have there is then we don't have any funds for one. Players are going to want more money, so we probably won't do it. We'll probably just have to stick with what we have until the next. But here he is, Tom Hatley, 77 overall right back, 24. His value's only 3.8, so possibly we could bring him in the January window. Because obviously, like I say, he's a lot cheaper than Descalo, and he's a, you know, pretty decent player. His crossing, his free kicks, he's got good stats all over the board. His marking's 81, which is good. That's better than Descaglio's. Descalio, really, all he has on him is pace. His sprint speed is 89, which is unbelievable, and he has actually has a little worse stamina. Hatley's 90, and look at his passing, his shot power, his marking is very good. Their tackling is about the same, 77, 78, and 76, 76. So, to be honest, he's actually the player I'd probably want to bring in, just because he's so much cheaper. So if I'm able to sell off Vazte, this Hatley is going to be my first target. But like I said, we'll just look at the budget allocation one more time, and there's really nothing there. I can move it to 0, and that's all. We have 39,000 wage budget at the moment, and that's not going to be any good when we want to bring in some new players. So we'll see what we can do here. But like I said, we have this Everton match, so we're going to get into that right now. Alright, so we'll get into it here. It's going to be an away fixture at Everton, but we will get to our home kits since they have that blue. And you see the lineup here. We have Tompkins will get Vorsa in there in the middle. I like playing people when I'm going to try to sell them, which we've talked about with Vorsa, just because it brings, it brings attention when they are in the lineup. I've found that if you play them more, the teams pay attention to them more and will be more open to putting in offers. So we'll see what can happen there. But we get into it here. 14 minute. Ball over the top, Naismith, back to Fellaini, comes into Barkley, shot is blocked, but the rebound falls to him, and he knocks it into the top left corner past Jack Butland. So a tough break there, but, that happens here. We're playing away at Everton. It's always going to be a tough game. They're a great side. But Lacazette plays the ball into Aubameyang. He has a header and puts it just wide of the post. Now into the 32nd minute here, a great ball out wide from Naismith over to Reynolds. Over into Naismith again. He has a shot and he strikes it off the post before it's cleared away. But now in the 38th minute, Jarvis trying a little bit of skills here on the wide side, plays it to Lacazette. Aubameyang now turns his defender, comes in, has a shot, and Aubameyang has struck for the first time in a West Ham United shirt. 38th minute, that's a beauty, and look at that celebration. Fantastic to see from him. A left-footed just hammer into the side netting there. Aubameyang with just an absolute rocket. A great pass in from Lacazette, and look at that. Plays it off the inside of the post, I believe it was, and just hammered it in. But now Jarvis here out on the wing, plays a nice control of the ball, gets past the defender, a nice little bit of skill to cut back behind him, plays the ball into Aubameyang, looking for his second with a beautiful bicycle kick, scissor volley, but that doesn't trouble Ruddy, and we will head into halftime tied 1-1. Now into the 49th minute, Everton on the way back, the ball into Reynolds. He comes in, turns inside defender, has a shot, but Butland stops it well. And now 56th minute, Redmond breaking around his defender, plays across into Aubameyang. He gets a head on it and just puts it to the wrong side of the post. So we are threatening, trying to get a goal here. Wilson with a fantastic ball over the top to Lacazette. He turns inside his defender, sees Aubameyang. He just does a good job holding that front line to get in position to catch a pass and just, finesses it, a little curling right footer around the goalkeeper for his second of the game to put West Ham United in front with a beautiful little shot. Catches the pass, look at him turn the defender fantastically, makes some space for himself, and then just the easy finish. Now in the 90th minute though, Everton trying to come back. Fellaini doing a good job holding up play, plays out wide to Guy. He turns back inside to Winston Reid, plays inside, and Fellaini at the death gets the header past Jack Butland, out jumping class it is. Fellaini getting his afro on that and putting it into the goal. So just a real momentum killer there. Another tough draw for West Ham United, but we'll be happy to take the point away at least. You can see a good game there from Jarvis and Lacazette. Aubameyang also with 2 goals for the team, so that's fantastic to see. Pretty even matchups. We'll be happy with what we got there, but let's try to get the rest of this transfer window covered up with Cresswell coming back for us, so we'll see what we can do on deadline day.
Everton 2, West Ham.
So guys, a very tough draw to swallow there with the Fellaini 90th minute extra time header to equalize, but you'll have that. So we have to go in here and take a look at what we can do here. We have basically no money. We've given it all to our wage budget, and we're at 39 million. So I pray that I get some kind of offers. To be honest, we don't even need to use the money in this window. I just want to get an offer for someone. To be honest, Hall, Ruddick, Bassett, we have Bassam Ali, all he's going to do is complain about not playing. So we put him on the transfer list here. Vorsa, I'm trying to see if there's anyone else we could possibly get rid of. We'll put Leggett on the transfer list, to be honest, because we're going to have a bunch of young guys coming through the system. So we'll put him there just to see if there's anything else. Reed we want to keep. We use him in the last game, obviously, if we need to. Noble we're going to keep. Benzia and all the rest of these guys we are going to keep. Obviously, we'll see if Vorsa or anyone getting offered, because I wasn't too happy with Vorsa. He did seem to get beat with the balls over the top a lot. He made a couple nice blocks, but especially on that Fellaini goal, you notice that Vorsa did not get back to cover that. It should have been him picking up Fellaini's run. Instead, Callas had to almost turn around and cover it himself, so not what we wanted there. And Vorsa still, I don't like him. I wish I would have taken that offer, but there's a couple games he'd come on as a sub. He seemed to play well, though he was playing in a 5-man back line those few times he came on as a substitute, so that could have contributed to how well he played. That said, we're going to move forward here, hopefully get rid of him, because if any players ask for more money in the time between the transfer windows, we are quite in trouble. We're not going to have that money for them. So we're just going to see, hopefully we get something here. I don't even really want to make any moves. We get an offer for Vaste, so that's good to see. Newcastle, who actually have a bunch of strikers, and I would hate to give Vaste to someone that we would play. But that said, there's not much I can do with him here. So we'll counter for 5.4. Actually, we'll go 5.2. I would honestly just take that for him. I hate to give him away, but he's not going to play. Aubameyang looks spectacular. Those 2 goals he had were just fantastic. That one off the post was unbelievable. Lacazette, of course, Benzema, and we want to start getting Del Grosso games because he's been improving, a very good player in my opinion. So it's tough, but we're going to have to get rid of Ricardo Vaste if we want to improve as a team. As well as we don't want to get in trouble here with our wage budgets. If people ask for more money and then other guys come in and, you know, we sign younger guys and guys come back from loan, we might run out of money and not even have enough money to bring in. I see Hughes gained some interest there. We're still looking for that right back, but at this point in time, we might not even have the money to do that. So we get an offer for Borsa as well. Bayern Leverkusen, 7.5, which is above his value. If we can get 8 from them and they take that offer, I will be pumped. We can get rid of Vaste and Borsa in one fell swoop and possibly we'll have that chance to bring in Desciglio even. Although I would probably rather bring in the other guy just because Desciglio has 50,000 wages, and we could need to spend those wages elsewhere. So we'll counter here for Borsa for 8 million. We'll see if that comes back. Newcastle come back, and they have matched it for Vaste. So 5.2 million they've come back on, and Ricardo Vaste should be on the way out. Let's just hope that goes through. He has been sold for 5.2. We have 3.9 back, so that's fantastic. Bayern, they only want to go 7.5. I try to get 8 out of them, but we're just going to take that because we need the money. We'll get rid of his huge wage budget, so we're just going to accept, and Borsa will be on his way out of the club. We also get a transfer for Sissoko from Swansea City. No, I'm not even going to chance a counter offer. We're just rejecting it straight away. And so now the question is, what do we do here? We have, you know, a decent amount of money. We'll go to the budget allocation real quick. We have 84,000 in our wage budget, 3.9 in our transfer budget. So I think we're going to bring in that right back on loan from Motherwell, hopefully. If not, we'll just buy him straight up and inject him right into the side. And actually, you know what? I think we're going to make an attempt to buy him first off. Because if they come back and say it's not enough, then we'll just go for the loan and just be safe. So we're going to approach the buy. He looks very good. Fantastic technical ability. His sprint speed's not bad, but he has the good work rates that'll allow him. He has a nice high defensive work rate. And he's very versatile. I like my right backs usually to get forward to overlap a little bit on the outside, but I think he'll still be able to do that even with the high defensive work rate. I've seen guys still be able to do that even with these work rates. Plus, he just looks unbelievable. If I had him in there, I could use him on free kicks. So we're going to approach the buy. Let's see, they want between 4.6 and 5.4. We're just going to try, we'll try 3.8 because that's really all we have right now. So we'll go with that. Obviously, we'll be getting the money from the Borsa sale if that goes through. So we're going to put the offer in for the Desciglio loan again, just because if we want to, we can go for that as well. So we shall see what happens here. There are a few other players I was interested in, but it doesn't look like we're going to have the money just because of the amount that we spent on Aubameyang. So Borsa's gone. We've gotten 5.5 more to our budget. We get an offer for Tompkins from Napoli. We're going to reject that because we're not going to have enough center backs. We'd have to bring in a center back real quick here at the end of the window. So we're sitting on 5 minutes remaining. Those deals did not come back through. Let's take a look at our budget allocation again. Oh, 9.5. What I would really like to do is loan if I can loan a right back, we can bring in another center back where Borsa had been. That's really what I want to do, to be honest. So let's go to our transfer negotiations, see if we can counter this deal for Hately. We're going to go to the transfer offer. It's in progress. The club's still reviewing it. We're going to change it to a loan, a full season with a future fee of $4 million. Actually, we'll go even 4.5. That's fine, because if we don't do it, we'll just buy him later. Clean sheet, because we want them to go through with it. You know what, to be honest, we're not even going to go future fee. We're just going to bring him in, and we'll buy him in the next season once we get plenty more money to deal with, because we're not going to have to do much to the side next season, so we're just going to bring him on the full loan for the season, and then we'll deal with that next year. And what I want to do here is make an offer for a center back. We lost Borsa. I'm pretty happy with our strike force because we still have Robert Hall, so we still have about 5 or 6 good strikers. Anyways, so what I want to do, we're going to take a look at the short list. And this guy, Bruno Martins-Indy, is a center back that I'm really interested in. Kirchhoff is the second guy I'm interested in with the amount of money we have. Medium high, he's solid, he will improve, so I think he's who I want to go for. Lascelles is also someone that I could bring in. But if I was going to bring in someone straight away, Kirchhoff has the better stats. Great heading, good marking, his sprint speed 76, Lascelles is just a tad bit better. But Kirchhoff, he has good reactions, his tackling's not bad. And his marking's 81, which is better than Lascelles. So we're going to put in offers for both Kirchhoff and Bruno Martins-Indy. We'll try 6.5 for Kirchhoff. Actually, no, we'll go 6. No, we'll just go 7 because we have the money to go for that. So we wanted to be able to go through just to give us that option to bring him in because they want between 6.9 and 8.1. We'll go 7, and then Bruno Martins-Indy is going to be more expensive. He's 8. We'll be lucky if we get the opportunity to bring him in. I could go 9, and then our wage budget will go down 35 plus 25, so we'll still have 80,000 in our wage budget if players want anything. Let's go 8.75, just save us that little bit extra money and see if they go through with it. If not, we'll go for him in the January window if we have to. But I think this is a good way to finish out transfer deadline day. See if we can bring one of these guys in, just to get them experience with the club and keep them improving. So we're going to advance here. Hopefully they get back to us quickly to see if we can make the move. And they've reviewed our request to take the Scalia on loan, and they have accepted. So we're going to stall that because if Motherwell don't allow us to take their man on loan, we'll still be able to take the Scalia. We're getting down to the wire here. This is tough. And Feyenoord have set a 10 million price tag for Martins-Indy. We can try maybe 9.25. Because we still have some transfer budget, we'll still have the wage budget. It's a big price tag. Let's just go 9.2. I don't think they'll go through with it. We'll give it a shot just for a last minute deal. Mainz, they've accepted that, so we can go in for their player. We'll give him 40 just in case he doesn't want to leave, because we don't want to take that chance that he doesn't want to come in. Or, I don't know if I want to give him Squad. We're not going to give him the role just because I don't want to take that chance. I don't want to give him a role and have him be unhappy. And Motherwell will not allow us to come in on loan for Hately. So I think we're going to have to go with the Scaglio guys. I'd love to bring in Hately, but it doesn't look like that's going to go through. So we'll go back to this deal for the Scaglio. We're going to accept. He's going to come in. And I think, to be honest, if we don't bring in the center back, I might just hang on to this money because we have plenty of transfer budget, plenty of wage budget, and we can deal with that in January to improve the squad, as well as deal with any players wanting money, because we still have some solid center backs. Kalas, Tompkins, we can rotate Wilson in there obviously, and we still have Winston Reed back there. So we have plenty of center backs because we're not going to need them out on the wings. We still have Spence who can back up. Well, now it'll be Desciglio and Cresswell outside. So we're just going to accept this, bring in Desciglio on loan, And now we have a deal for Kirchhoff and Martin Zindi in progress. We'll just see if we can go through with them. If not, that's fine. We'll let it go. So you see Hewitt went to Real Madrid. Wow, they're getting the youngster in there. Brian Ruiz went to Lazio. So a couple big deals here late in deadline day. Obviously, you can see the Borsa deal. So we're just going to advance here. If we bring in Martin Zindi, I'm doing it for sure. Kirchhoff has declined our offer because he's a top player at his current club, which just means he's going to want a little more money. We'll give him $45,000 for 4 years. He should accept that. That's going to really hurt our wage budget, but like I said, we still have a solid transfer budget, so we can just convert that over if we need it. Lukaku's stock is on the rise. And who are we going to get? And oh my, Feyenoord has gone through with the 9.2, but we're not going to have time to do it. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to bring Kirchhoff in because Martin Zindi is the guy I want to bring in. But if I can't bring him in, then I'm just going to be unhappy. So I think we'll just wait and go for him in January and try to get through with what we have, because if I accept this, I still have a solid transfer budget and wage budget, but I just really want to bring in Martin Zindi. Kirchhoff looks like a good player. 77, he's a lot cheaper than Martin Zindi by a couple million, but I don't think we're going to do it. We're just going to hang on to the transfer budget unless I don't think you can make the move for Martin Zindi at the zero deadline, but we'll have the money. Borsa and Vastey are out. Can West Ham Love without Borsa? I think we'll be alright. So we'll see if anything will go through here. If not, then we'll just have to do it. Let's see, and it's ended. We're not able to bring in Bruno Martin Zindi. I'm really upset. But you see we have some players leading on international duty. Good for them. We weren't able to get rid of Basamali, which I'm really not happy with. And we have a new youth squad monthly report. Robert O'Leary. His potential was a 93. It's gone down to 86 already, so I'm not happy with that. I thought we had found a nice little gem, but we'll see. Borsa's gone, which is fine with me. He had been getting beaten over the top repeatedly, and that is it for deadline day. So we'll take a final look at our squad report just to get a final look at the team and see what's going on here. We have Butland. Obviously, he's improving, looks fantastic. Hopefully, he continues to go up. Tompkins, Callas is already +1, 821. He's only going to continue. His value is 13.5. Just think how he's going to improve and impact the squad. Winston Reed, 73 overall. He's unhappy, but he'll be a little happier now because he should get a little more playing time. We have Danny Wilson. He's improving steadily. Hopefully, we get him up around 80 or so. Sissoko continues to improve. He's a tank. Redmond. Matt Jarvis, 80, nice value of 9 in his final couple years with the club, most likely because until he declines. Jim Bear's up to 74 already, so hopefully he continues to improve. He's just 18. Aubameyang is just a tank, as is Lacazette. They're both unbelievable, so they look to contribute some great value. Diami, Benzia's improving slightly. We'll hope to get him some more games in the coming days. We'll hopefully get a couple cup matches coming up where him and Del Grosso can get in there. Collison, still hanging around that 78. He's very solid. Spence, he's most likely relegated to a background role just because of bringing in Descaglio. Noble has shown a lot of improvement lately, so that's good to see. Del Grosso's unhappy. We get him some playing time hopefully, and we still have a bunch of these guys that I was unable to loan out, which is unfortunate. There's our new signing, Descaglio. But we have a bunch of guys that I was unable to loan out, so they're going to be in the squad. Ravon Morrison's back from injury, so he's going to get a couple starts as well, and we will see how things go from there. So I hope you've enjoyed the transfer window, guys, and we will see you once we get this season going. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye-bye.